Hey guys!
Hey guys, this is Mark.
This is Michelle, and this is Mark and Michelle.
It is.
So we're still having the same issue with our computer.
It's all right. We'll keep going. Give me a minute and we'll...
So I don't know if you guys saw yet, but I posted about Misha Collins' book, The Adventurous Eaters Club, and I've been reading it. And it's really good, and we're gonna
talk about stuff.
We're gonna talk about it tomorrow, I think. He's got some great recipes in here, and he's coming from the place of our culture has decided children should eat different food through like the kids menus in restaurants, and how you're fighting against that new cultural ideal that kids should be eating chicken nuggets all the time. And how you're fighting against multi-billion-dollar advertising agencies who are getting your kids to eat this stuff through advertisements. But that's the kind of guy Misha is. Very political. So I think we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And I posted a link to the book on the Facebook page. And so really good. We're going to
talk about stuff.
We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Okay. So we're going to go back to physical symptoms that Mark healed from.
And, you know, I personally have been worried whether we're giving you guys good information. But I realized just a second ago that unless you know the range of symptoms that autism can be, you may pass off whether your child is autistic or not because you think that autism is just 4 or 5 symptoms. It isn't. It can be numerous things. That's why Asperger's was called Asperger's syndrome, which is a large number of symptoms under one heading, in this case, Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's syndrome isn't diagnosed anymore. It's put under high-functioning autism. So, but if you guys have an idea of how pervasive autism is, you'll see how debilitating it is and was for me. And so that's why we go through these.
And this is the list that is in our free ebook at www.healyourautism.com. There's a lot of stuff in that book, but it has a key to what we think also causes these symptoms.
That free ebook is called Buried Alive, One Man's Journey Out of Autism. The list of symptoms is at the back of the book. We even have a glossary in the back of the book that talks about... We're
going to go through that next.
Yeah, we can do that. And that talks about all the words that you might not know. So
let's say hi to Nicole, who is on Instagram.
Hi, Nicole.
We also want you guys to know that we've gotten hit again by Aspie adults who don't like what we're talking about. So if you start seeing angry faces, it's because they're angry that we're trying to heal autism.
Right. To them, they think it's part of who they are. They think it makes them special. To me, if you need an illness to make you special, maybe you need to reevaluate what special is for you, huh? All right. Let's see. Let's start with, we talked about sensory processing issues yet. So sensitivity to loud noises. All right. I'm sure quite a few of you have kids who don't like fireworks. I did not like fireworks. Now they don't bother me. But I didn't like going to 4th of July. Didn't like even sitting in a car with the windows rolled up on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And you didn't like fireworks either, you said recently.
I don't like noise either. But see, that's
heavy metals.
Viruses can do that.
Yeah, heavy metals and or viruses. And so, so you don't necessarily have to be autistic to dislike loud noises.
Right, but it is very common for that to happen with autism.
Exactly. And so I didn't like to be startled by loud noises. People who thought it was funny to scare me by hiding behind a door, no. And so that went away as I started healing on the GAPS diet. First couple years of being on the GAPS, I didn't have that startle reflex anymore, which was great. because it could take me 30 minutes to recover myself
Right.
from
It sent
into
adrenaline.
adrenal. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's true.
That could be an adrenal issue
Uh-huh.
as well as.
It could be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very.
We didn't separate into adrenal.
No.
Because that's usually viral or anyway.
Low glucose, backed up liver.
Right.
And so the next one, sensitivity to quiet noises. Now, that for me could be a problem. It didn't make me mad, but if there was a noise in the background that was very quiet, it would really quickly catch my attention. And I would start looking around for it, and I looked funny, paranoid in groups of people when I did that. But Michelle would always say, "Oh, it's such and such," and then that would fade into the background. It would diffuse the situation. There you go. And so then the quiet noise wouldn't bother me. But if you all of a sudden see your autistic loved one, whether a child or an adult, start looking around and you guys don't hear obvious noises, it's probably because the noise is very quiet.
Yeah. Just think of a cat.
Yes, exactly. And the next one, you guys will probably know very well, just like the sensitivity to loud noises. Little to no pain sensation. All right. Now, I don't think there's probably, even severely autistic people probably feel pain to a certain degree. They would have to, otherwise life would just be dangerous every moment. But for the most part, I've heard numerous stories from parents and other adults about how, on the spectrum, about their kids, about how you can go outside, their loved ones go outside without coats. Or they can pick up really hot things. I could do that.
Yeah.
And I could reach into boiling water and pull out a tea bag if I needed to, or near boiling water, I'll say. And it just didn't register with me.
That kind of goes along with the no sense of danger.
Exactly. And so not having a sense of danger means you'll do things that are actually physically harmful, but then you also won't feel them, But then feeling is the name of the game here. I mean, we talk about emotional feeling like it's separate from physical feeling. It isn't, because you feel it in your body. And so this is just coming to me, which is why I'm saying it. And so our emotions are another sense that we use to figure out the world. And so not having an emotional sense of danger is dangerous. Now, I can tell you from my past, autistic past, in that I remember arguing with a policeman one time who was probably pretty much dead set on arresting a friend of mine. I say friend. He was always a nice guy, and we hung out and that kind of stuff, and he was interesting. But I got between this policeman and my friend, and I told him he needed to leave my friend alone. Now, my friend was forever grateful for that, and which I found out later on, had he been arrested at that point, he probably would have gone to jail for a long time because he was carrying weed with him. And so now I'd have been like, yeah, dude, that ain't happening anymore. So anyway, but I could have sensed that danger now.
Yeah.
And been like,
he totally didn't sense it at all. In fact, didn't one of your managers come out and save
Deborah
you?
Jane, yeah.
She came out and saved him.
She came out and said, yeah, let's not argue with policemen. And so I came back inside, went back inside. I was at work. But you see, no sense of danger can cause you danger.
Mm-hmm.
And little to no pain sensation can cause you danger as well. How many times did I get sick because I went outside and worked outside without a coat, or couldn't feel myself overheating unless I got really crazy, and made myself sick like that too?
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea.
Or let's just say overeating.
And there we go. Little to no pain. Let's say little to no sensation.
Yeah.
Let's make it a little more general, because I'm sure a lot of you deal with your loved ones on the spectrum who don't know when they need to go to the bathroom.
That's right.
I had trouble knowing. Now, I rarely had accidents as a kid or as an adult, but sometimes I did. you know, and who knows how sick that makes you. Not going, it backs up your kidneys,
Yeah.
backs up your liver for women, urinary tract infections, because you can't tell that you need to go. And so you don't until it's absolute last minute dire straits, you know. And so since being unable to feel sensation in your body is not a good thing, okay? For anyone who's listening who thinks that autism is a great thing, so far, all the stuff I've listed, and 50, maybe 60 symptoms, this has not been a great thing for me, all right? And I know many other people who it's not been a great thing for. So that is a big one. Little to no sensation or little to no pain sensation. All right, let's move on to, now I don't have any of this trouble.
Right.
In fact, it's a little I think it's overly sensitive, but it's probably normal. I don't reach into hot water now and pull out a tea bag. I can't.
He was shocked the first time he did that and felt pain.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Because I came out and said, man, I can't even get a tea bag out of a teacup now, you know? And she's like, well, welcome to NT world, you know? And all right, the next one, personal hygiene ignored. This kind of goes in with the last one. Mm-hmm. Personal hygiene ignored is not being able to sense when you're dirty. Now, for me, I had trouble sensing that a little bit. The biggest one for me was feeling greasy, because I worked in kitchens and I'd get covered with oil, and I hated that feeling. That was suffocating.
A sensory issue.
Yes, yeah, I guess so.
And I think your mom probably made it a rule that you took a bath every day or something.
Yeah, well, I like taking baths, so I didn't have trouble taking. I don't guess I had trouble taking baths. I'd have to ask her. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a shower person. I just don't. I'd rather stew in my own filth. You know, for those of you folks who take showers and don't like baths. But anyway, yeah, but personal hygiene ignored. Yeah, it's didn't brush my teeth because, again, I couldn't feel the pain of cavities. I didn't brush them often, you know. And now I do, because I can immediately feel the cavity. And I'll tell you this, the worst pain I'd ever had when I was autistic was an abscessed tooth. Absolutely the worst thing. I probably would have taken broken jaws again, or fingers or something else, but that pain was the worst pain
It probably wouldn't have gotten that bad if you could feel that it was happening.
Well, it wouldn't have, which is why, because now I've got one tooth that has a small cavity in it, and if maple syrup or date sugar gets on it, I can feel it. It's not horrible by any means, but I can definitely feel it, and that makes me go, oh, I'm gonna have to get this fixed. But when I was autistic, I hardly ever noticed that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, you know, personal hygiene, that's the reason personal hygiene is ignored, is because you can't feel that you haven't showered or washed your face or whatever else, you know. And that's why you guys are having issues with that with your loved one. They can't tell, you know, and your perception is skewed so much when you're autistic. And I'm going to say this, that's the reason why we have so many angry adults, is when you're angry autistic adults sometimes get on our page, it's because your perception is skewed so much that you can't really see things for what they are. And we talked about this recently. You can't see when people are helping you. You can't see when people like you. You can't see when people don't like you. And so you can't tell me that your perception is 100% clear, because even for NTs, it's not. Mm-hmm. Right? But that being said, being that ill with autism, yours is even less clear than anyone else, than almost anyone else's probably. So personal hygiene, see, it's another example of skewed perception as well. You can't feel your hygiene. You can't feel your state of personal hygiene. And at the same time, you can't see it. So, or lack of it, we should say, you know. All right, should we move on? Oh, here we go. I guarantee you everybody knows this one. Sleep issues.
I'll tell you what, when you went on medical medium and you started getting all that fruit sugar, you started sleeping.
Mm-hmm, I did. And I still sleep better now than I did, even though I don't have insomnia. I don't have erratic sleep,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not because of health issues anyway. And so all of that, and all of that is important because I can get good sleep now, especially if I'm off the no foods.
Mm-hmm.
If I've been on fruit for a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days, my sleep drastically improves.
Probably when you have spinach too.
Yeah, I don't have much leafy
Mhm.
greens.
We need to get that back in there.
Yeah, we do. But leafy greens help because the mineral salts help your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so sleep issues. I guarantee you guys have very erratic sleep issues with your autistic loved ones. Poor sleep, very little sleep.
And dates are great.
Mm-hmm.
He suggests dates or mango before bed.
Mm-hmm.
And he said part of the problem is it's low blood sugar, and so your body wakes up in the middle of the night starving
Mm-hmm.
because of how bad our diets are.
Mm-hmm. And you know, like one night this week, I ate 5 bananas and 2 oranges right before I went to bed. Got great sleep. I did wake up after about 6 hours of sleep starving because I have a fairly fast metabolism. So I got up and had a couple of dates. But actually, if I had dates with that, it probably lasted longer.
Yeah.
So
really, dates are really important.
But really, this medical medium diet of raw fruit and veg is an amazing diet. If you want to take care of these autism issues in your life, this is the way to do it, and we can show you how. Because I've been through it all. I've been through almost everything with autism that there is to go through, except for the severe part. And I'm coming to find
you're about to say it.
And as we've come to find out through my recovery, while I was diagnosed with high functioning autism, this is what you're talking. Yeah,
I think so.
While I was diagnosed with high functioning autism, and I still had language skills, even those with moderate autism still have language. Some of them still have language skills. So did I. But you know what? All the other areas in life, autism being so pervasive, all the other areas in life were much poorer than my language skills.
Right. So we discovered he was much more moderate, tending towards low.
More severe than high functioning. Right? So if I can do this, I know you can. And I'm sure it will happen faster because we're talking about children for the most part. Mm-hmm. And that's what most of you are here for, is because you have children who you're trying to recover. And so please seriously consider, you know what, don't consider it, just go do it. All right. Go to www.healyouautism.com/buy the book, BUY the book, and download Heal Your Autism Just Do It Yourself guide. Healing begins in your kitchen. This will show you exactly how we did it. It's the same process that we've been using for nearly 2 years now, right? Yes. While we did gaps for a few years, it stopped helping us. If it helped her a little, but not nearly as much as she needed it to, it backed up our livers, right? Guarantee it did. He is right. Medical medium is right. High fat, high protein diet will at some point back up your livers. So avoid gaps and paleo and some of these other things if you can. Really, raw fruit and raw veg are going to do far more for you, for healing anything, including autism. Autism is not special. Autism is just another illness like anything else. All right.
It's just that the metals are in the midline of the brain instead of maybe in the liver,
in the parietal lobes, or in the whatever.
We all have metals.
All of us have been exposed to heavy metals. Medical medium says that, and it's true. In this modern society, we've all been exposed to heavy metals of some type. So his diet is right on the money, and it will do exactly what it needs to do for you. All right. Stop playing around trying to heal one symptom as opposed to another. Get our detox guide, healing guide, and learn how to heal everything at once. All right, because this will do it. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you wanted to say, talk about? Was that too preachy?
You go, man.
Okay. And so anyway,
we believe this because we've done it. We're still doing it,
and we're working on persuading you.
We want
to see how important this is.
Yes.
Right? So
we want you to know your kid.
Exactly. the kid that's been buried by the symptoms of autism. We want you to be able to get that little person out of there and get to know them for who they really are for the first time. All right?
It's really exciting because we've had some clients who've got some kids starting to wake up, and it is exciting.
Maybe we need to put some of those reviews on the page. Some of those stories.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, all right, guys, continue with the celery juice, continue with the heavy metal detox smoothie, continue on with the lemon water. Definitely go to www.healyouautism.com and download the free ebook
That has this list in it.
called Buried Alive, One Man's Journey Out of Autism. Then on the next page, go then to purchase our book, The Detox Healing Guide, Healing Begins in Your Kitchen, because that's going to tell you how we did it in the book, in the first book.
It says, number 1, do this. Number 2, buy this and this and this with links.
Yes, it does. All right. So we also do personal coaching, and we've done that in the past and presently. So you're going to run into questions and problems that you can't solve on your own. So you definitely need to contact us, and we can handhold you through it. All right.
Hi, Jasmina. You're late to the party.
That's all right. The party's still going on for as long as you want to watch. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.